Alrighty, I think we are live. Let me go ahead and fire up what am I trying to say? Let me fire up the old, live streaming tab in my, creator studio. We should be good to go. So, there we go. Buccaneers week 7 preview. There we go. Perfect. Yo, what's up, Crippled? What's up, Siege of the Way? So today, guys, we're going to be previewing a little bit of the Cleveland Browns game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. I know I'm doing it weird. This is usually an edited video, typically, but I figured today I'm going to do a little bit of a live stream because I don't have enough time to do an edited video. So we're going to be chilling for like 15 to 20 minutes on here, talking about some stuff real quick. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the most recent thing that unnecessarily late streams are back. There is a reason. So I feel the first thing that I want to talk about with this Cleveland Browns versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers game is going to be the first game of Mark Duffner being the official defensive coordinator for the Bucs. I think that's going to be very huge. What's up, Bucko the Buckeye? That is great. Buccaneers and an Ohio State fan. You gotta love it. So like I said, it's going to be Mark Duffner's first game as the defensive coordinator for the Bucs. I think that's it's going to be obviously one of the most talked about things of this game is how Mark Duffner's defense does. Obviously, it's not going to be entirely Mark Duffner's defense. There's still going to be a lot of Mike Smith-esque things in there. But one thing that I liked, and hopefully you guys like it a lot as well, is that Mark Duffner is going to be on the sidelines for games, which I think is going to be way better than what Mike Smith was doing. I think coaches being up in the booth does have its place for some coaches, but sometimes other coaches just need to be down on the sidelines so they can, I guess, explain better what's going on and explain things better to their players so you don't have that communication problem. Because if the defensive coordinator's up in the booth and they're telling their positional coaches what to say, they might misconstrue it, or there might be a little bit of communication error there. So now Mark Duffner is going to be able to be on the sidelines and go around to everybody rather than just having to speak in a headset up in the booth. I think that's going to be huge, and I think it could work out really well for these communication errors that guys like Levante David, Quan Alexander have been having with this defense. Both those guys are kind of the quarterbacks of the defense, so to speak. So I think that that's going to be really important and hopefully fixing that issue. What's up, Shooter and Stash? How are ya? Flew down from Columbus, Ohio to Tampa this game. Better not lose to the Browns. Nah, we got this. We got this. Another thing that I think is really interesting is the Cleveland Browns have recently just traded away Carlos Hyde for a 5th-round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, quick note, I think that's a wonderful trade for the Jaguars, getting a 5th-round pick for a starting caliber running back. You know, that's huge. So the Jaguars get a starting caliber running back for just a 5th-round pick. You can't beat that. But now this means that the Buccaneers are playing not only a rookie quarterback in Baker Mayfield, who I like a lot, but they're also playing a rookie running back in Nick Chubb. Now, Nick Chubb hasn't necessarily done anything too good this season so far, minus a couple of really big carries, like 70-yard plays here and there. But I do think he can have a unique opportunity here to get a lot of good carries against this team, but the Bucs have had a really good run defense so far, so hopefully they continue to do good here. The guy I'm most worried about on this Cleveland Browns team, minus their usual pass catchers of David Njoku, Jarvis Landry, Antonio Callaway, I'm really kind of concerned about him, but I'm more concerned about Duke Johnson. Because we just saw what guys like Tariq Cohen and guys like Tevin Coleman have been able to do to this team in the past couple of weeks. We could see a similar situation in Duke Johnson. He just signed a really big contract with the Cleveland Browns. I believe it was a 4-year, something $1 million contract. I think he could be huge in this passing game. He could have a really big game. It all depends. So far up to this point, Quan Alexander and Levante David haven't done the best with receiving backs, so we could see that continue here. That's one of the biggest offensive concerns on this Cleveland Browns team to me is the receiving backs and these small, shiftier guys like Antonio Callaway, Duke Johnson, because the Buccaneers haven't been able to compete with that kind of speed and whatnot and that maneuverability, they haven't shown that they can handle that. So that's a little bit interesting. Look at how good our offense now that Dirk Cutter's not calling the plays. We are going to have a tackled defense now. Yeah. I don't know if Carlton Davis is playing. Last I saw that was being reported, he was in practices, so I think he does have a good chance to play for sure. Tomorrow's gonna be sad. Baker Mayfield 350 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Everyone is gonna be like, Baker Mayfield, best quarterback in the NFL. That's, you know, that's the bad thing about the Bucs playing these rookie quarterbacks. I believe they're 1-10 in their last 11 games versus rookie quarterbacks. So that's not fun at all. That is not fun under any circumstances. Is Mike Smith coaching another team? I don't think so. I don't think he's on another team yet. I'm sure he'll end up somewhere, but, you know. Do you think the Buccaneers can outscore the Browns even if the defense doesn't improve? Here's the thing. Hello, Patrick. How are you? What's your opinion on Mark Duffner? Yeah, Mark Duffner. I like Mark Duffner a lot. I think he's going to do a lot of good things. I think him being down the sideline is huge, and it's going to add a lot to the communication. It's going to help a lot of these communication problems, I think, because Duffner's going to be down there. The Duffinator, he's going to be able to explain things better than Mike Smith being up in the booth in a headset, I feel. I think it's going to add a little bit more to that and hopefully help out some of these problems. When do I think Beckwith is going to be back? I don't know. I think he'll be back eventually, but it might not be for another couple of weeks. Also, another big thing for the Bucs is they're going to be without Vinny Curry. Like James just said, they're also going to be without Gerald McCoy. That's going to be huge because that means that Vita Vea is going to be getting a lot of playing time. I know a lot of people have been critical about Vita Vea, but now's one of his best chances to show his first round, top 15 NFL draft pick talent. I think that this is going to be the best chance. He is labeled on the depth chart right now behind Bo Allen, but I think, Vita Vea is going to get a ton of playing time. We're going to be seeing a lot of JPP. I think this is going to be the game that Noah Spence is finally activated and playing a good handful of snaps. So we could easily see a pass rushing rotation of JPP, Bo Allen, Vita Vea, and possibly Noah Spence. Maybe you can take away Noah Spence from that, but you're going to be seeing a lot of Bo Allen, a lot of Vita Vea, and a lot of Jason Pierre-Paul tomorrow, so I think that should be pretty good. They need to get pressure on Baker Mayfield because he's a rookie quarterback. They're more prone to rushing things and making mistakes and whatnot, so they need to get him a little bit off center, get him a little bit off balance so he can not make these good passes and good decision making like a lot of teams have done this year for the Bucs. And hopefully correct it. Austin, I put a towel on it. We're good. The lamp is covered. See a lot of Carl Nassib. That's a huge one. A lot of Carl Nassib. Thank you, Ethan. I'm actually excited to see Carl Nassib in a full starting capacity. I think he's done really good in a limited role so far with this team. So it should be kind of interesting now that he's had a couple of weeks to get things going. Could we see a Carl Nassib revenge game? Hey, maybe we could. Shifting focus to the Bucs offense versus the Browns defense real quick. The Browns defense has a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent. You have Myles Garrett, who in my opinion could end up being one of the best defensive linemen in the league in the next couple of seasons. I think give him like 3 years and he's going to be a top 5 defensive end. I have a lot of faith in Myles Garrett. Then you add in Denzel Ward, who's been having a really good rookie season so far. And those are 2 really good young players that you have to look out for on this defense. You have linebackers Joe Sherbert, I believe. Is it not Christian McKinley? It's there's a linebacker. I can't remember his name. He's the right outside linebacker for the Browns. He just signed a really good contract recently. You got to watch out for him as well. Jamie Collins is also on this team. So this Browns defense has a lot of talent. They did get rid of Danny Shelton, Christian Kirksey. Thank you, Ethan. They did get rid of Danny Shelton, but they still have some talent on that defensive line, and you certainly can't count them out. The Browns defense hasn't been bad this year. So we're going to need to see a lot from Jameis Winston and company. O.J. Howard is coming back, fully. He's getting healthier each and every week. Larry Ogunjobi, yeah, he's a high-rising defensive lineman in my opinion as well. You have Larry Ogunjobi, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Christian Kirksey, Joe Schobert. There's a lot of talent Jabril Peppers, which, you know, Jabril Peppers is what it is. Is Corey Moore on the Browns? I think he is. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he is, though. Or maybe that's Kennard. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that Jameis Winston, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, Deshaun Jackson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Adam Humphries, you know, all the weapons that the Bucs have. They need to be on their A game. They need to be able to protect Jameis Winston, and Jameis needs to slow down on the turnovers. I know not all of it is his fault. Sometimes some of them are kind of fluky and whatnot, but he played a really clean game, all things considered. Last week, he actually played a really decent game, minus those 2 interceptions. So honestly, if he just cuts down with having a couple of those turnovers, you know, he'll be golden, you know. I don't think this game will be as much of a shootout as it was versus the Falcons. I think the Bucs offense is better than the Browns offense, so I really don't think that this will be a shootout. I think the Buccaneers have a good opportunity here to really take control of this game, start using the pass well, and you know, really get that run game going, because it started to show that last week with Peyton Barber. He was hitting some good holes and making some big chunk yard runs. I think you just keep on pounding it. You know, keep on hitting the rock with Peyton Barber. A lot of people have been clamoring for Ronald Jones a little bit more as of late, but I still think that Peyton Barber's doing some really good things, and I want to see him get more opportunities to do good things, because when given the opportunities as limited as they are, Barber's shown to run with a lot of power, a lot of poise, and just kind of hit the hole and just go, you know, and I think that's really good. So coming out into this game, maybe you see a little bit more running. I don't know. Seems like Todd Monken really likes to run a passing type offense, which has worked so far, I might add. We have the weapons for that kind of offense. But I would like to see a little bit more balance. Has Vita Vea gotten a sack yet? I don't think so, but he is playing. And somebody asked a question earlier about the whole, am I still doing a viewing party? Yes, but it's really hard to plan something like that, I've found out. So I've got one of my friends, he's helping me plan it. Still trying to do it for sure. It might not just be it might just have to be later in the season, unfortunately. Let me see. Really a must-win game for Tampa. I think I absolutely agree, Bucko the Buckeye. This is a really important game for the Bucs, because, you know, you go from winning 2 games to potentially losing 4 games in a row. That can be a backbreaker for a season. If you lose 4 games in a row, I really don't think it'll come to that. I think the Buccaneers will finish tomorrow 3-3. I think they'll do fine. But, yeah, this is an important game. Cincy is going to be a tough game. They have a really good offense. They've been looking like a really good overall general team this year. So, you know, the Bucs need to come out of this game strong. And they do need to come out with a win, because, you know, every game you need to come out with a win. But, you know, once you start losing a couple of games in a row, it starts getting pretty important, especially with how the NFC South has been. Everybody's starting to pick up now. You know, everybody's starting to get, you know, more wins going in. I know the Falcons, I believe they're 2-4 right now, something along those lines, or 2-5. I can't remember. But they're starting to get things going again. The Saints have started to get things going again. Same with the Panthers. So the Bucs cannot afford to fall behind. I think that's going to be huge. Farrah, you just pointed out something. I do want them to be a little bit more aggressive fantasy-wise. Or not fantasy-wise, defensively. Sorry, I was reading Sean's comment as well. I do want them to be a little bit more aggressive defensively. I think that's kind of important. I just want them to play with more fire as well. I feel like they've been playing kind of lost and kind of been playing from behind too much, and I want them to come out there and play aggressively and play dominantly, you know. I know that's a hard thing to ask, because it's like you can't exactly play dominantly if you're not dominating in recent weeks, but I just want them to come out there and just, you know, just really go for it, you know, just really go for it. I hope so. I hope so. By week 9, we should be 6-3. I hope we're 6-3. I'm sorry, boys, but to make the playoffs, we can only lose 2 to 3 more games. Don't see it with our schedule. Oh, my. Hello, DJ. How are you? 9-7 might make the playoffs this year. Hey, that was the record I predicted, so hope so. NFC is a tough conference, man. NFC is definitely a tough conference. It's rough. NFC's been kind of weak this year. Have they? I'm not sure. I actually want to show you guys something on. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. If you guys want to see, I will be doing something. I'll be doing something on my gaming channel. I'm actually going to post it right here. That's my new gaming channel. If you guys want to go subscribe, I'm playing Madden on there. I'm probably going to be live streaming either tonight or tomorrow, so go check that out. But going back to the game, it's huge. It's huge. Duffner's defense in Cincinnati was bad, but hey, you never know in certain situations. Did he have a bad defense in Cincinnati? Yes, but he was, he was also a very successful coach for Holy Cross. He's been a multiple-time head coach in college level before. He's been all around the league, so he has a ton of experience. I think it's, I think he can do some good things. I totally think he can do some good things. James Jeff Stranger is calling me by my real name. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ethan. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. You told me to call you Ethan, so that's what I'm calling you. Don't start. People are actually blaming Jameis Winston. I don't think Jameis is to blame for a couple of these losses. I will say that the turnovers are bad, but I will also say that the defense is really bad. Really, really, really bad. So yeah, Jameis does need to continue to cut down on the turnovers. All right, David, I gotcha. I gotcha, my friend. Yeah, the turnovers aren't good. I know that 100%, but I will also say that the defense has not been good as well. So, like a lot of people have been saying, you guys have seen reporters and whatnot. It can't get worse. The only way it could get worse is if the Buccaneers lose by 63 tomorrow or something like that, but that's not going to happen. So, we can only go up. We're 32nd in points allowed. I believe we're 32nd in yards allowed, so we can only go up. And thankfully we have a game this week that you can build some momentum on, get some of that fire back that they had in the first 2 weeks. Because the first 2 weeks, this team was looking great. This team was looking really good. We almost won in week 3 versus the Steelers, almost completed the comeback. Week 4 wasn't good, but week 5 it was rough, but we almost had the game won there as well. We were one play away from winning that game as well. So the Bucs have been close. If the defense just gets better, things are going to start looking pretty good. Buckner could have been an interesting pick for defensive coordinator. I think he'll get a chance at the end of the season. I think so. I think he will. I'm trying to see what's going on here. No, but seriously, Dirk Cutter is done if he loses this game. I don't know about that, but yeah, Cutter needs to start getting wins, otherwise he's going to lose his job. Don't forget, Jameis is the second most picks behind Blake Bortles. Yeah, but, I mean, hey, Blake Bortles went to the AFC Championship game last year, so I don't know. I don't know about that one, man. It's rough. Mike Smith leads the league in 400-plus yards given up in the last 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. What's up, Buck the World Forever? Welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to be going here for a few more minutes, and then I'll be done. Hello, Zachary. Zachy boy. How are you? Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. Our team couldn't stop a defense of 5-year-old girls. That's amazing. I'm probably going to go till the 25-minute mark here. Hopefully some Bucs fans show up to the game tomorrow. Being at the airport today, there were a lot of Browns fans. Oh my. I predict Chandler Catanzaro gets an interception this game. Oh, I hope he does. I'll cry. What's up, Malcolm? How are you, my friend? Malcolm Harvey. That's a cool name. I think a few years ago we were worried about Mike Smith leaving. He should have left. Yeah, it's funny how a year and a fourth of a year can change things. By the way, guys, I want to talk about Chandler Catanzaro. What are you guys' thoughts about Chandler Catanzaro lately? Because I'm pretty happy with him so far. I think he's doing fine. But I want to get your guys' opinion. Yes, he's missed a kick here and there, but man, is he better than Aguayo and Folk. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh, is he better than Aguayo and Folk. Like, it's getting to the point now where I don't like sweat as much. Like I've gotten to the point now where I think we're just gonna miss every kick to like, oh, you know what, we are more likelier to make this than not make it. You know, everybody's been doing good. He was doing well for the Rams. Catanzaro, Chandler Catanzaro. I think you're thinking of Cairo Santos. Chandler's good in. Oh, Cairo. Oh, you're wishing that they gave Cairo Santos a shot. I got you. I got you. Also, David, I got you on the Fortnite, my dude. My dude. Just send it to my email at Mr. Bucks Nation. Is he better than Patrick Murray? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm a Patrick Murray guy. I'm a Patrick Murray guy. Chandler, I missed extra points. Cat and throw. Hey, Rawl. Hey, now behave. Cost us the game. Kept New Orleans in the game week 1. Hey, you stop it. Okay, everybody's crapping on Catons. Okay, we it's been mixed. 50-50. It's 50-50 on the cat man, on the big cat. Yeah, you know, if we had Folk or Aguayo, we probably wouldn't have won those other games. You know, I don't know. It's a tough call. Garrison Sanborn gets a touchdown. Oh, yeah, that was something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. So there's a rumor going around that Garyon Conley might be available for trade with the Oakland Raiders. Is that somebody you guys would want to see? Because right now, they're not going to get Patrick Peterson. And I was thinking about making a video about people the Bucs should trade with, considering how the trade deadline's in 10 days. Is there anybody that you guys would want to trade with? Or, you know, trade for? I don't know. And if you did want to make a trade for a certain player, what would you give up? I think that's kind of interesting. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but he is better than Folk. And Aguayo, I guess, lol. It's true. We do have a top 3 punter. We have a top 3 punt. We have a top punt coverage team. I think so. How does our long snapper remind you of trading for a cornerback from the Raiders? You know what? You know why it reminds me? I think because Garrison Sanborn reminds me of Garyon Conley. That's what it reminds me of. Because when I think of Garrison, I think of Garyon. You know, kind of similar names. Could we use Buchanan? Oh, we could use Buchanan. He's a linebacker safety hybrid. And when he was playing safety back whenever he first got into the NFL, I think he wasn't doing that bad. He's pretty darn versatile. I think you could use him pretty well. And he's still relatively young. I think he's 27. So I think that's pretty good. How's our long snap? All right, I already read that. I'm so sorry. Conley is worth at most a 4th round pick. Dude, the way the Raiders have been doing things, I think you could get him for like a 4th or a 5th round pick. Easy, you know? Sad to say I would cash in on trading McCoy now, get a legit corner and a pick. Let me see. Bucks should pick up one of the running backs with injuries. That'll help keep them out for the rest of the season for next season. I got you. So, like, pick up a guy who's, like, dinged up this year. Mike Evans will have a huge game. I think Mike Evans will have a huge game. Mike Evans always can have a big game. Let's talk to John Gruden. He loves to trade away young talent for old men. It's true. It'd be similar to the what happened with Warren Sapp. He left the Bucs and went to the Raiders. That was pretty interesting. Guys, the Patrick Peterson reports were false. I don't want to hear trade Pat Pete for shoved down my throat every 0.3 seconds. I wish Patrick Peterson could be traded. How do kickers miss extra points in the NFL? You know what's funny? I was going to take some of the money that I've made for my job with Publix, and I was going to buy a pair of kicker cleats, like NFL kicker cleats, and I was going to try a field goal kicking challenge for a video, but I have no idea how I would even film that. So, you know, we'll trade Brent Grimes to John Gruden. He'll give us a 1st rounder. That, honestly, I'd be okay with that. If we can get a 1st rounder for Brent Grimes, it would suck because we'd lose a lot of cornerback depth, but we already don't have cornerback depth, so whatever, just toss all of our corners away, except for Carlton Davis and MJ Stewart and Vernon Hargraves. Oh my. Best wide receiver in the game tomorrow will be Godwin. I hope so. Can I make some kicks Bucks kickers have missed in the past? Yeah, I don't think I can, Chief. This ain't it, Chief. To be honest, when the Bucks start losing, all I hope for is Mike to have a huge game. Bucks could trade for Mack. No, they couldn't trade for Khalil Mack. He's donezoed. He's locked up. Do you think they will put Ward on Evans or Jackson tomorrow? Ooh, I think they'll put him on Evans. I think they'll put him on Evans because he is Ward tall. I think Ward is like 6'1", isn't he? I think Ward is 6'1", so he might get put on Evans just because of the sheer size versus size type thing. Jordan McCoy, future with the Bucks. I've talked about this before. I want to see Jordan McCoy retire with the Buccaneers. Honestly, I have no clue why, but good-looking stats make me happy, even a loss. Yeah, I still dream about Matt Bryant tears. So let me actually see. Let me answer this question. So I've talked about this before. I want to see Gerald McCoy retire with the Bucks. All things considered, and this is how my philosophy is when building a team, is if you have the money, spend it. Or like if you have the money and Gerald McCoy isn't preventing you from making the team better with his contract, then that's fine. The Buccaneers still have enough cap space to keep all their good core players, for the most part. So I think he's still good enough to warrant his contract, in my opinion. He is up there in one of the higher paid defensive tackles in the league, but he still is really good. If you were to get rid of Gerald McCoy, you'd have a huge hole in terms of defensive tackle, and that's just another hole to correct. So if you still have him on contract and you still have some more money to play with and whatnot, I don't see any problem with Gerald McCoy staying on the team. He's like 5'11". Oh, I don't know. James, unrelated question to football. Does it make you mad when people ask for help bringing groceries at their car at Publix? No. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter. It feels nice out because it's cold in the store, man. It's cold in the store. So it feels nice to go outside when it's warm and then go back inside. You can get sick though, man. You can get sick though if you keep on going in and out of hot and cold. But I don't mind. It's whatever. It gives me a chance to get out and not have to bag groceries or something, Gerald McCoy, gotta have some nasty and instead of sorry Big Ben, let me help you up. You should say that's right, Big Ben. Stay your ass on the ground, little boy. wait, I just want to read this conversation. Ben is not a little boy. Ben is a very big boy. He is to Gerald. Certified thick boy. Gerald gotta be mean. Lol at certified thick boy. Oh my god. Jeez. Gerald McCoy is not Warren Sapp, no, but I will say Gerald McCoy is the 4th best defensive lineman the Buccaneers have ever had. He's right behind Leroy Selman, then Sapp, then Simeon Rice, and then McCoy. That's how I would rank them. So he's number 4 all time. That's pretty darn good, considering the Bucs since 1976. McCoy's number 4. I'll take that. There's not a lot of defensive linemen. Who are better than Gerald McCoy in the middle, So I think the only way you'd get rid of Gerald McCoy is if you could very clearly upgrade on him immediately, be it with a top draft pick, or something along those lines. What if we trade for Chris Harris Jr.? I'd like that. You might trade for Bradley Roby as well, or nobody likes it. I want to trade for Will Parks, the safety from the Broncos. Hey Bangton, welcome. How come the Bucks can't trade for a player? They can trade for a player. I think they can. So he may not be making too many good plays, but he is doing good work for the team. Finally made a stream. It's been 84 years. There you go. Is this 2017? Am I dreaming? He is at the tail end of his prime. I'll say that, but I still think he has some stuff to offer. No, I don't think the Bucks should trade away Levante David, indubitably. Have I ever met any fans RIL at a non-Bucks event? Yes, one Bucks fan went through my line at work, and I thought that was the best thing ever. I mean, it was awkward because my boss was right behind him, and she was like, "Who's that?" And I had to explain to my boss my YouTube channel, and they were like, "Okay, I'm gonna look it up." And I was like, "I'm gonna get fired or something, man." So Levante David. I want Levante David and McCoy to finish their careers with the Bucks. Who are we trading for? Cameron Pope. That's an awesome last name. Pope. You can't beat that. If I had to, I don't know if we're gonna trade for anybody, but I'd like for them to trade. I would like for them to trade for a safety specifically. I would hope so. But Bucks fire Dirk Cutter okay, so Bucks are gonna fire Dirk Cutter if he loses the Browns. Maybe so, maybe so. But anyway, guys, I gotta end this video. Not just because I have other stuff I have to go do. Like, I actually have to start finish editing a video. That's going to be a lot of fun. That should be going up soon. But I just wanted to get this out so I could give you guys a little bit of the preview of the Buccaneers Week 7. We talked about a lot of stuff, so if you guys want to check, go check it in the very start of the stream where we talked about it. I don't think the Buccaneers should focus on running back in the first round. I think they should focus on defense, you know. I think they should almost have an entire defensive draft this upcoming season. Yes, Carl Joseph. Yes. Bankton, it's like midnight, okay? I gotta go. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Hope you all enjoyed. Again, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to my gaming channel. Go check it out if you guys want. I'm playing some Madden on there, and I should have a new video up soon or a live stream or something like that. Let's go Bucks. I think we're going to win tomorrow. I definitely think we're going to win tomorrow. I think we have a good chance. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until that, and as always, goodbye for now, and go Bucks.